We'll reconvene the board meeting, and we'll entertain reports from committees, public testimony, and board vote on items. Next, we'll have public testimony portion of our meeting on agenda items. Vicki, do we have any requests for public testimony other than what we have already received? Dr. Jaime Grunlan. Dr. Grunlan, are you here? Would you come forward, please? Dr. Grunlan, I think we're going to give you about 10 minutes. Is that satisfactory for you?
I'd ask for 12, but I think I can do 10.
Okay. But you might have to talk a little faster.
How are we doing? Do we need to stretch, though? I hope my 10 didn't start yet. Even I need a stretch. I feel bad for you guys. I'll try to make this more exciting for you.
The green light.
Oh, my time did start. Okay. Well, anyway, to cut the tension a little bit, I do want to say my father did not come with me. And nobody wants to mess with Dr. Grunlan Sr. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that. I fight my own battles alone. So anyway, with that out of the way, maybe some people will get that. Regardless, I'm going to read a statement, and then I hope you'll give me a chance, regardless of how much time it takes. It shouldn't take long to make a few statements. I want A&M to be great. I'm speaking on behalf of myself personally, but I'm assuming I'm speaking on behalf of 90% of the faculty at Texas A&M University. So anyway, Texas A&M University is a comprehensive research university with national peers. As such, Texas A&M is a creator, organizer, preserver, transmitter, and applier of knowledge. It is one of only 2 flagship universities in the state of Texas, and it has a unique mission relative to most of the other colleges and universities in the state of Texas. Research holds equal importance to teaching. That is not to say teaching is not extremely important. And both are tools that provide our students with the strongest possible education. Learning in the classroom is directly applied in a research setting that provides students with real-world skills and also furthers knowledge designed to help solve some of the most difficult societal problems for Texas and the world, for that matter. While some of this research does not receive significant funding from external organizations, all of it improves the education of our students by at least honing writing, critical thinking, and organizational skills, all things that every employer I talk to asks for. So even if it was a worthless publication, it taught those things at minimum, very minimum. In recent years, our unique balance of research and teaching has been questioned with regard to its value by numerous think tanks, jokingly called think thimbles. I'm sure you've seen that. Most notably, the Texas Public Policy Foundation. It seems that the 7 solutions put forth by the TPPF and the related personal opinions of the Sandifer family are now being used as a new blueprint for Texas A&M University, and there's even status reports on how far we've implemented each of these things, which leads me to believe they're more than just suggestions. But I'm also bringing suggestions I hope that are taken as seriously as this. Even a cursory glance of these solutions shows them to be very simplistic action items based upon flawed assumptions. For example, Texas A&M had rigorous teaching awards in place before the creation of the SLATE program. Many of these such awards. But the SLATE program was instituted. It is solution 2 of these magic 7 solutions, as though the previous teaching awards were not of use. I ask, rhetorically I guess, is there any evidence that this program has enhanced teaching since its implementation in 2009? Has it even been tried to be measured if it's done anything? And it's costing taxpayer money. I'm going to ask you at the end, will you dissolve it tomorrow? We can save money immediately. That's something people want to do. It offends the faculty and it's used the students, and even the students are unhappy with it. I don't know what the value is of that. Solution number 4 of the 7 solutions is related to solution number 2 and suggests that teaching skill is currently not required for tenure, or suggests that. Teaching reviews, which are more rigorous than those administered for the SLATE program, have always been taken very seriously. Poor teachers are instructed to attend workshops focused on improving teaching skills, and continued evidence of poor teaching has in fact prevented faculty from receiving tenure. Most of the TPPF rhetoric is focused on money as an underlying motivation, suggesting that research universities are especially wasteful of taxpayer subsidy and student tuition. It should first be noted that nearly half of the operating budget of Texas A&M, I don't think I'm lying here, is supplied by the faculty themselves through overhead associated with external research funding. Tuition and taxpayer dollars together fund the other half of our operating budget. In essence, the work of faculty subsidizes the operation of the school rather than the other way around. Additionally, Smart Money magazine, and everyone knows this, ranked Texas A&M the top public university in the United States for return on investment. Top, period. Not broken. And the Princeton Review, USA Today, and Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine says similar things. I don't know if we're number 1, but we're top 10 in those sorts of rankings as well. The Wall Street Journal surveyed 479 college recruiters and ranked us number 2 to Penn State in terms of students being the best trained, educated, and able to succeed once hired. And I don't know if that's worth a premium. It might cost more to come to Texas A&M than other kinds of universities, but the quality, they say we're number 1 value. It's not just cost, it's quality, and I fear that cost is the only thing going on right now. Many of the TPPF solutions run contrary to Vision 2020. A consensus blueprint that was prepared, I'm talking about Vision 2020, and endorsed by all stakeholders, which I believe included the Regents at the time, the president, the provost, the faculty, and the staff, to place Texas A&M in the top echelon of the nation's colleges and universities. In essence, the goal is to become one of the top public research universities in the United States, which would also happen to dramatically help Texas. And we do help Texas every day. The value rankings stated above speak to our already low cost and student success following graduation. It should also be noted that Texas A&M boasts the highest graduation rate in the state of Texas, but we'd like to continue to improve on this. While not the cheapest education in Texas, I would argue that Texas A&M provides the best education available in Texas and the United States for that matter, and I honestly believe that, period. I wish I graduated from Texas A&M University. The university of today, not the where we're headed for tomorrow, but I hope we can work together to change that. When this is combined with an 18-to-1 return on taxpayer investment through job creation, technological advances, and related services, it should be clear that this is an important economic engine for our state and should be protected from those seeking to harm it. Academic progress is very fragile. And despite numerous critical attacks in recent years, and I should say in recent days, ever since my open letter, I was one of 5, I'm guilty of that. Have you noticed how TPPF and all these other guys, all of a sudden, magically, every day there's an attack. And they're trashing us, and there's no response from the regents, from the president. We'd like, the lack of anything is deafening, and it suggests support of the attacks. We'd like to be defended. Not just the faculty, the university, the students, everything, the organization. This is why we're frustrated. Does the Board of Regents still plan to follow Vision 2020 in seeking to become the best public university in the nation? It's been 2 or 3 years since I've heard anyone publicly declare that we're still headed, that we still want to be the top. Not just a good value or not just a whatever. I want to be the best. And I think all of us want that, but I'm worried about what's happening right now. If the answer is yes, I and others would like to understand how the 7 solutions fit into this. And they're already being implemented clearly, so they're not suggestions, they're being, and no one discussed it, and many people have asked not to do it. I have solutions of my own, and I think I'm just as smart as the Sandfors. I'm not as rich, but I promise I can go toe-to-toe, and I could come up with equal solutions. What are the perceived problems with how Texas A&M currently operates? It was already said there isn't any, and I said particularly in terms of the research conducted by faculty. All evidence suggests that we are a school to follow, not one to be tinkered with by think tanks. If we're the best value and we're worried about remaining competitive, who are we competing with? We're the best value, period. Will you take steps to distance our association with the TPPF? Starting today, I hope. Whose 7 solutions are moving us toward a for-profit mentality that will ultimately devalue a degree from Texas A&M. I think with our leadership and our world-class faculty working together, and I underlined that, although I don't think in your form it's underlined, I believe we can create our own better solutions to any areas where we need improvement. I always want to improve, and I want to change, but I want to change for the better. Once our product, which when I say product, I mean our terrific, well-prepared students, is seen as diminished by the outside world, it's going to be difficult to reverse direction.
Dr. Grunlan, the light is red, and I'm sorry, but we've got other business we've got to conduct.
Fair enough.
Your point's well taken, but I suggest you read my earlier comments. It might answer some of your questions, comments that I made in the chairman's remarks as we began this meeting today. After you've read those remarks, give me a call, and I'll be happy to talk to you next time.
Will you cancel the slate program? I'm asking directly. We were offered open and honest, and I feel, please.
Thank you very much. Your time is up.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your participation. We've got other business to go forward with. The Committee on Audit did not meet today.